What's up, my fellow nerds? Today we're gonna talk about 5 habits that are gonna change your nerdy life. Personally, had I known these 5 habits earlier in life, I would have transformed myself from a nerdy individual into a charismatic person a lot faster. But whatever, right? That's life, that's the past. But you, on the other hand, you don't have to wait to find these 5 habits. In fact, the sooner you hear about them and the sooner you implement it, the sooner you're gonna turn into a much more charismatic, confident individual. Anyways, enough selling, let's get to the meat of it. So the first habit is reading nonfiction books. We don't have enough time in our lives to make mistakes or experience the whole world. But what we can do is read books about people who've made horrible mistakes or who've gone on to do crazy adventures, and then we can gain the valuable lessons and wisdoms from their experiences. You have to realize the more nonfiction books you read, the more wisdom you're gonna naturally just absorb. And whenever you find yourself in a bit of a tough situation, you can rely on all that wisdom you've read and then implement it and execute in your life. In the end, really, you're gonna become a much more mature and insightful individual. Okay, so when it comes to reading, guys, you have to realize it's a habit. It's all about consistency. So my rule of thumb is either 10 pages per day or 10 minutes per day, whichever one feels easier for you. All right, and I'll be making a book recommendation in the second or first comment below or description. You'll figure it out. All right, the second habit that's gonna help you change your life is learn a combat sports. You have to accept that conflict is gonna be a part of your life and your future. So you have to have the confidence to be able to know that if a fight breaks down or if a disagreement arises, that you'll be able to hold your own. But the more beneficial thing about learning combat sports is you truly realize how far you can push yourself. You see, the thing about combat sports is it helps you get mentally stronger. It keeps pushing you past your limits and you get the motivation to be the best. You keep pushing yourself. And the thing is, if you're ever feeling lazy or not motivated, your coaches and colleagues will push you. And when you leave the gym, you have to realize that your mental strength and confidence still stays with you. So in the end, you naturally lose that fear of conflict and you're more inclined to push yourself past the limits. So in the end, you naturally lose that fear of conflict and you're more inclined to keep pushing yourself to be the best. Number 3. Being social with people. Now, I've made a few videos about this, so I'm not gonna lecture you too much about it, okay? But you have to realize that you have to make it a habit to be social with people. Whether that's you inviting people out or you going out, just make it a habit to be social in your life. The more social you are, the more you're allowing yourself the opportunity to meet interesting people and women. Having a thriving social life just adds spice to your life, okay? So don't neglect it. Number 4, cut out junk food and drink more water. I struggled with acne through most of my 20s, and most of it can be attributed to just having a poor diet. I ate junk food, candy bars, drank soda, McDonald's, you name it. But when I cut that stuff out and started infusing more water in my diet, my face just naturally cleared up. And you have to realize that when I had a lot of acne, I was using every product I could get my hand on, but none of it worked. But once I changed my diet and started drinking more water, that's when it cleared up. And you guys know, as nerds, we don't have the best diet, right? So cut out the junk food, drink more water, and you're gonna see your acne clear up as well too, okay? Number 5, this is gonna be the most important habit that you have to implement in your life. It's, as corny as I don't wanna sound, it's life-changing. So habit number 5 is prioritizing action over thinking. Some of you guys may be prone to overthinking, overanalyzing. It's in our nerdy nature. But you have to realize that life is experienced through action. You can think all you want, but it's never gonna be the same by going out there and executing. If I followed this habit, I would have done so much more in life. I would have traveled more, tried new things, become a great public speaker by now, owned a strip club. My potential would have been When I finally decided to prioritize action over thinking, my life has changed for the better. I met my amazing spouse, made some amazingly new close friends, and I've worked for an amazing company. I've lived so much more. And this is all because I decided to do something about it instead of thinking about it. Now I'm saying don't stop thinking, but if you struggle with overanalyzing, overthinking, then right now in your life, prioritize action over thinking, and then learn to balance between the two, okay? Alright guys, that's it for today. So to recap the 5 habits that can change your nerdy life, they are reading non-fiction books, learning a combat sport, being social with people, cutting out junk food and drinking more water, and last but certainly not least, prioritizing action over thinking. Alright guys, that's it. My name is Bulcha and this is the Charismatic Nerd. I'll catch you guys later.